This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update for you. The big news over the past couple days has been Rob Reiner, who is apparently one behind. His connection to wrestling is he was one of the people involved with the Princess Bride that Andre the Giant was in, producing that. There is rumors that he may have been involved with some weird Jeffrey Epstein type stuff, but there's no confirmation on that to my knowledge. But today he's in the wrestling news because Mick Foley is upset over what Donald Trump said about him. Donald Trump made some comments about him. And Mick Foley is, and there you can see Triple H and Stephanie with Robert Kennedy Jr., who was at John Cena's retirement match the other day. Donald Trump did not want to go to it. He was invited, but chose not to go. But Foley has had enough of WWE's connection to the Republican Party. One thing I will say is wrestling, I wish it was not political. Wrestling used to be a place where you could escape your the everyday life. It's not supposed to be woke, it's not supposed to be political, it's supposed to be just fun. And WWE does have a very serious, I'm not political, by the way. I'm completely neutral. I couldn't even tell you the name of the current Canadian Prime Minister. And that's legit. That's how unpolitical I am. I know way more about US politics, but here's what Mick Foley said. Oh, by the way, there's no confirmation on exactly how much he makes under this Legends contract. It could be not very much. Some articles say it could be less than 200,000 a year. So I know WWE does put some legends, or AEW, although they don't have quote unquote legends deals as formal as WWE, they do have Sting under a Legends deal in AEW, which is supposedly huge. They keep Jim Ross employed. He supposedly makes the biggest money any announcer makes in wrestling for doing very little. Jake Roberts supposedly makes 600 grand a year in AEW for doing pretty much nothing. And he's been there since the beginning. So maybe if Mick Foley does get out of this contract, he could get a better payoff in AEW. But let's look at what he had to say. He says, parting ways with WWE. While I have been concerned about WWE's close relationship with Donald Trump for several months, especially in light of his administration's ongoing. Okay, I'm not going to get into this because I don't know what it is about immigrants in general, but I think it's illegal immigrants that he's been going after, the illegal ones. And as someone that's been dealing with things the legal way, as far as being in the U.S., I don't have much respect for people that do it the illegal way. So, anyways, he makes some political statements, and he goes on to say he no longer wishes to represent a company that coddles a man so seemingly void of compassion. And again, he makes a lot of political statements here, and I don't want it to get political. But the moral of this story, I don't want to get political in this because I am legit neutral. I like that there is a president that is in the WWE Hall of Fame, and I like that he's very likely going to disclose the fact that UAPs are real soon. But all this other stuff, I don't follow closely, so don't hold anything against me. But I do agree with Mick Foley that wrestling companies should not be that promotional for parties. The interesting thing is, though, that The Rock is one of WWE's top shareholders. If not, he's right up there. He's right up there with Vince as one of the top, and he has a lot of pull within WWE, and he is a Democrat. So I know. Anyways, so The Rock, for whatever it's worth, The Rock is Democrat. And again, John says WWE working with Saudi Arabia is okay, but Foley's against Trump. And again, WWE, here is what, again, this is one of my issues. I don't like the human rights issues that go on in Saudi Arabia, where stoning someone to death for being gay is still okay, or for adultery is still okay. There's a lot of the justice system there, according to reports, is not exactly fair. There's some very cruel and what I would call inhumane punishments go on there. And at that show in Washington, which Donald Trump chose not to go to, on the ring, there's a big Saudi Arabia logo. To me, that I do have a problem with that. Someone says I don't even know what you're saying there or who I'm standing up for. I'm just reporting things as they are. And again, he didn't quit. He's still under contract until June. He didn't say, let me out of this contract, don't pay me anymore. Let's take a look at what he said there for him quitting. He said he doesn't want to re sign. He's not signing a new